Hi, this is Keeper, and welcome back to On Air Wednesday, November 23rd, 2011. Thanksgiving is tomorrow here in the United States, and with that in mind, we're going to show a number of 100 Million Voices Project videos today in our Thanksgiving edition of On Air. You're going to see a number of distributors share why they are happy about being in direct selling, what it has done for them, and the impact, the positive impact that it has had on their lives. So that's what today is all about. So sit back and enjoy the 100 Million Voices On Air Thanksgiving edition.
Okay, one of the stories I really like to tell is that in 1964, I had won every award with my company and had done $1 million in sales for that year, and was one of the tops and one of the leaders in the organization. And the other people who had also won, we were in Chicago, Illinois, staying at the Palmer House. And somebody came up to me and said, "We'd like for you to meet with us, and we would really like to talk to you about something." And I said, "Okay." So the next morning I had breakfast with a couple of women, and they told me that what they had done, they had been with one of my favorite companies, because that was been my first exposure to network marketing, and that was Stanley Home Products. And they had been with Stanley, and the one lady's name was Mary Kay, and she told me she would like for me to be one of the people to help her start a cosmetic company. And I said, "Oh, cosmetics will never sell on Party Plan. I'm just really not interested. Thank you very much. And it's really been nice meeting you." And that was it. And then, of course, the company grew and grew and grew and was absolutely fantastic. And then another great woman in this industry by the name of Brownie Wise, she worked with a cosmetic company and told me that when I left jewelry, that would be something I should look into, and I did. I worked for a cosmetic company for quite some time, and then I started my own company in the 70s, and it was a joyous experience, and I think that's where I got my PhD in street sense, and really loved it. But I really have great admiration for Mary Kay. She has done wonders for a lot of people around the world, and I often wanted to tell her that I was sorry that I was so flippant. But one of the things is that I always said that if anybody was ever going to make a movie of Mary Kay, I would like to play her. We definitely have some resemblance, and we both love the industry so much. But if anybody was going to play me, it would have to be Dolly Parton. So thanks.
Hi, my name is Cosette Bolden, and I'm here to share with you some of my first experiences with network marketing. And just dawned on me, and trying to think of something going as far back as I could, was when my mother used to sell Princess House. I had completely forgotten about that. We lived, this must have been when I was I think we were on Wilton Place, so I must have been like in my early teens, and my mother used to sell Princess House. And it was beautiful, beautiful, which it still is, glassware. And I still own one of the first pieces of Princess House product that my mother had bought, and it's one of the cake, one of the cake holders. Very, very, very beautiful. And I'd completely forgotten about that until just now, but that was certainly network marketing. My mother was involved in it. The other introduction, I'll call it, to network marketing that I had, excuse me, was with Mary Kay. And my daughter was just born, so this was about 19 years ago, when and it wasn't even someone that I knew. I don't even know. I think a friend of mine had thrown a party, and I had gone to the party, and I liked the makeup. And the woman who was selling the product was very, very, very enthusiastic and very dynamic and had just a lot of personality. She really loved what she was doing and was certainly making money at it. At the time, I was struggling to make ends meet, and so I became involved. After being a consumer of the Mary Kay product for probably 3 or 4 years, I had the same Mary Kay representative, and she had been trying to get me to join the organization, and I just didn't want to do it because I never saw myself as a salesperson. But when I had seen just how committed she was to the business, and and she wasn't making loads of money, but she was certainly making more than I was making in a year. So she was making roughly $30,000, and at the time, I just wanted to make just $30,000. That's all I wanted to see on my W-2 was $30,000. So she was making more than I was making in a year, and like I said, after seeing her commitment to it, I finally joined and became a Mary Kay distributor, and that was I was about 25, 26 years old at the time. And we had a lot of fun. We used to go into malls and set up outside of women's clothing stores. We used to set up makeup booths where we would give people right there on the spot facials and makeovers, and people would buy our products. Absolutely, we did this, and we would do it on Saturdays. She and I would get together, and we would certainly get customers that way. And it was really a lot of fun, because it kind of got me to kind of come out of my comfort zone, because I didn't really like talking to people a lot or trying to feel like I was trying to get people to buy something from me. But it was such a natural fit for the clothing company or the clothing store, for us to be there doing makeovers, that people were really receptive to us. And so I really began to be comfortable with it and come out of my fear about it. And so we did well. And that was a very good experience for me. And I think those are the two most memorable experiences that I've had with network marketing. So there you have it, and ta-da, I'm done.
Hi, I'm Frank Wheaton. I'm from Los Angeles, California. When I think about network marketing and direct selling, I think about just a wonderful world of young business persons, elderly business persons. It's a world that can incorporate and include everyone. I remember when I was in New York, shortly after I left NBC in Washington, D.C. I went to New York and I became one of the commercial actors in this country. I made about 300 or 400 commercials. But one of those that I'll never forget is when I made one for Amway. I made a commercial for Amway with the founders. Jay Van Andel and Rich DeVos were sitting in the room, and they imparted more wisdom than I could ever have imagined. It made me want to become an Amway distributor, and I did. So not only did I get a chance to allow it to sift down the knowledge, that is, from the founders of Amway, it sort of encouraged me to go forward into a number of multi-level marketing and network marketing and direct selling opportunities. So practically from everything from prepaid legal to Vema, which is a nutrition drink, to everything that you can imagine under the sun in network marketing, I've had a personal experience with it. It's been truly rewarding. So I've enjoyed the fruits, the benefits, the merits of network marketing. And I know that when I look to other cities, other states, other countries around the world and see what companies like Avon are doing. Avon China is just as important as Avon America, as Avon Europe. I mean, there are just phenomenal opportunities in network marketing. And I'm so happy that I had a chance to see what it was all about, because after I left NBC, guess what? I wound up working for myself for the last 20-something years. And because of the foundation and understanding in business that I learned from network marketing, it enabled me to pretty much run my own business from that point forward. And so I certainly applaud DirectSellingLive.com in its effort to pronounce 100 million voices around the world. This project, launching in 2010, will make history. Why don't you be a part of it?
Hi, my name is Gene Braunstein. I'm originally from Norwalk, Connecticut, the original Norwalk in this country. And my first experience with direct selling was when I was a kid, back in the 50s, that's the 1950s. A guy from Fuller Brush would come to our house like once a month or so. And this guy, he used to wear, jacket and tie back then. That was what you had to wear. And he was very, ebullient and very full of energy. I think his name was Russell Jones, I think was his name. He was a Fuller Brush salesman, and he'd come into the house, and he'd bring his bag of goodies, and he wore a jacket and tie, and a very upbeat kind of guy. And he'd always have like these air fresheners and brushes and things. And my mom would always buy something because the guy, she needed this stuff, but the guy was so nice and so happy to be there. And such a great guy, and he'd come back every month or so. And my brother and I used to love to talk to this guy. He was fascinating. And that was our very first experience with direct selling. The first personal experience I had with actually being involved with direct selling was when in the early 70s my folks took a trip to Florida. And they came back visiting relatives, and they came back with a starter kit from Shackley. And they said, here, this might be something you can do, because I had no job. I was out of school, I had no job. And they gave me this, I think it was like a $30 kit, and it had this stuff, and I started a Shackley business. And I got involved with that for a while. That was my first personal experience of actually doing network marketing, direct sales.
And I wanted to share really quick how the direct selling network marketing industry has changed my life. I went to my very first direct sales home party plan event or party plan show in the fall of 1999. I had never been to one in my whole entire life. Now at that time, I had been looking for a new job for a couple years. I had a really successful career in the hospitality industry. I made really good money. I had a ton of friends. And I loved what I did, but I was burnt out. I had been looking for a new job in a lateral field. I didn't care about the money. I just wanted less stress and more time with my family because I was giving so much time to somebody else's business and I was missing everything. Family holidays, weekends, special occasions. And so I had been looking for a new job and I was not successful. Every job offer I had, more money, or less money, it didn't really matter, but it was always more stress. And so I had created a list of why I liked the industry, why I stayed with it so long, and so I could start looking in lateral fields. I knew exactly what I was looking for in a different job. It didn't even have to be in the same field. And I was sitting at this very first, happened to be a Pampered Chef show, and the consultant said, watch what I do here today, and if you think you'd like to learn more about making money and having fun with Pampered Chef, then just get with me after the show and I'll be glad to give you more information. Well, I'm sitting there thinking, this guy's a loser. But you know what? As I sat there, he planted the seed in the beginning of the show. And as I sat there, I realized that everything going on in that room was on my list of what I was looking for in a new career. And so, to make a long story short, I decided that this was put in front of me for a reason, and that if I didn't give it a chance, then I might be passing up the opportunity of a lifetime. And so what I did at my job, because I was working 60 to 70 hour work weeks, sometimes 90 hour work weeks over the holidays, and what I did was took a pay cut. I took a new job in the same company. I actually started supervising
the loading dock for the catering trucks. But I had a set schedule, 8 to 4, 5 days a week, and I committed myself to my new business, and I was going to work both of them full-time for 9 months, and then at the end of 9 months, if it wasn't working, I'd quit the home party business, and if it was working, I'd quit my full-time job. Well, guess what? It was perfect. At the end of 9 months, I had replaced my corporate salary and was capable of quitting my full-time job. I used my new party plan business as my total household income for about 5 years and transitioned into what I really love doing best, and that's teaching people how to live healthy, teaching people how to impact the way their children live through better eating choices. But then I also found a new niche that I'm an expert at party plan, because everybody was asking, well, how'd you do that, Deb? What's your secret? And the answer is that there's really no secret. What I did was I treated my direct selling business like a profession, just like anybody else in the corporate world would treat their party plan like a profession. So, long story short, direct sales industry has allowed me to transition into what I really love doing best, and it's totally changed my life. I still have a lot of friends. I still make a good income. I get to sleep as late as I want, and I love it. So, thank you to the direct selling industry. It's definitely something that you can use to change your lives. I recommend the direct selling industry to anybody. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Jill Lynch, and I'm originally from New Jersey, and I'm here to discuss what companies have influenced me or have affected me through direct selling. And the first one I want to talk about is Tupperware. Everybody knows or has dealt with or has a family member that has a piece of Tupperware, sold a piece of Tupperware, and stole someone's Tupperware. Anyway, Tupperware by far has affected me since I was a very little girl. I remember getting Tupperware, little small pieces of Tupperware for my dollhouse. My mother actually bought Tupperware for me so that I could have some just like she did, but on a smaller scale. So Tupperware is something that I love then and still love, and anybody that's having the Tupperware party, invite me. Anyway, the next thing I'd like to talk about would be Mary Kay. My mother sold Mary Kay for some time whenever I was growing up. The only thing that at that time that I didn't like was the fact that it didn't have anything for people of color. Women of color were, you were just not wearing too good. I mean, you just didn't look good whenever you were wearing Mary Kay. No, I shouldn't say look good, but they didn't have any colors. From what I understand now, they have a variety of things, and it was always a very good product. It was well made, it didn't break you out and everything. So my mother had her little Mary Kay, and she had her little stand, and it was just so cute. I used to love looking at it because it looked like a little dollhouse that you just folded up and closed it up, and but anyway, she loved it. She sold it. She did very well. And my aunt sold Avon. My Aunt Pauline from Newark, New Jersey, sold Avon. She had one whole bedroom in her two-family home dedicated to Avon products. A whole bedroom, not a closet, not a shelf, an entire bedroom of Avon products. So that's who we always bought our Avon from, was my Aunt Pauline. And we always, as children, looked forward to receiving her Christmas gifts because she always had Christmas gifts from Avon. The girls would get either chapstick or a little fragrance, and now that I think about it, the fragrance was horrible. But anyway, it was for children. So, I mean, she always gave us our little things from Avon. We had our little gift bag or a little box, and it had Avon products in it, and it was just wonderful. So that led me to selling Avon for about 3.5 seconds, because I realized when I sold Avon that I was not a salesperson. You know, but then again, when selling Avon, I found that you didn't have to be a salesperson. You just leave the little Avon book in their mailbox and with the number. And then I found out that I didn't like having to deliver the stuff either. So, whatever. But Avon was great. Pampered Chef. I love Pampered Chef almost as much as I love Tupperware. Pampered Chef is great. I loved it because they have the pizza stone, the best pizza in the world on the Pampered Chef pizza stone, and also the chicken rotisserie thingamaboo, the thing with the top, and you can fix chicken in it. But the only thing that I found odd was that they tell you not to use soap on the Pampered Chef stones. Well, I did, and my chicken tastes like palm olive. So I had to go and buy me another Pampered Chef chicken roaster because I didn't listen. So anybody that's watching this, make sure you don't use any soap on the stones from Pampered Chef because your stuff will taste nasty. Shaklee, I love Shaklee. Was on Shaklee vitamins for many, many years. My mother always had Shaklee vitamins, so I grew up using, taking the vitamins and everything. Good product. And the only other product that I have to speak about is World Book Encyclopedias. I felt so special every month when I would get, or I don't know, I think it was every month you'd get a new book, or a new encyclopedia in the mail, because I was impressed that my parents actually wanted to purchase them. Now, we couldn't afford the whole thing straight out, so we had to go on the, payment plan and all that, but I got mine. Anyway, World Book Encyclopedia and also Encyclopedia Britannica. My uncle, I found out, had those. I thought we had both, but we just had the World Book Encyclopedia. My uncle had the Encyclopedia Britannica, and I had my World Books up until I went away to college. So I had them for many, many years. So I think, network marketing is an awesome thing. I'm not one to sell, but it's an awesome thing. Again, Jill Lynch from New Jersey. Thanks.
Welcome back to On Air, and thank you very much for visiting us today during this Thanksgiving edition of On Air. Have a wonderful, safe, and fantastic Thanksgiving holiday. We will see you once again on air Monday, 4 o'clock. See you then.